Can you sit? Sit up. Up, up. No? Just kidding. Grab your popcorn, because I got the tea for you. What's up, YouTube? I know, long time no see. My bad. We have so much to catch up on, and I feel like I have so much to fill you guys in on. And I just want to first of all say thank you for being very patient and waiting over a year for this episode. It has taken me quite a while to actually get up the energy and the nerve to record another episode. No. This last year has been insane as far as like personal struggles, in my friendships, in my relationships, in my kidney journey. Everything has just been catastrophic. And let me just say that I had to write a list of all the things that had happened that I need to fill you guys in on. And even just kind of going over the shortened list, I'm just kind of like taken back. I'm like, wow, I literally have gone through so much that I haven't even like said on Facebook or Instagram or anything. I've kind of dialed back my presence on social media a lot. What? Only because I was dealing with so many things back to back. But let's get back into it. Yes. Hi. Portland is our official set dog. Yeah. He's a mama's boy. Huh. I know that the last time that you guys saw me, I was still struggling to lose the last like 10 kilos to get to the weight goal for the kidney transplant wait list. I have actually made that goal. I made that goal last Mother's Day. So I accomplished the goal, and I have been maintaining my weight right at the very maximum weight limit. And I've just been kind of teetering there for the last 8 months. I haven't been able to break that, primarily because I had to stop going to the gym. But then again, that's all gonna like come in on the story. Like, so first things first, I made the weight goal. Yay! I got to call my mother on Mother's Day and tell her, hey, I made the weight goal. Now I can start this kidney transplant process, and your daughter's gonna continue to live. She was really happy about that. So probably about last year around Christmas time was the last time that you guys saw me. And for starters, I had to figure out a way to balance out my finances, because they were paying me monthly, a set amount of money for my disability, and it still wasn't enough to cover like my rent and my bills and things that I needed to cover for myself. And so I started a business. In fact, I started 2 businesses. I started a gourmet pretzel company, and it's called Dipsticks. It's local here in Portland, but I have been having customers throughout the country order from me, and actually my product has gone international too. I've had customers as far as Canada and Mexico. So I've been doing pretty well with that. I just started creating pretzel sticks, which kind of led into chocolate dipped strawberries and Rice Krispie treats and chocolate dipped Oreos. So it's kind of like a creative foods, product. It's not, fantastic money, but it does help me get by. So I manage that every month. On top of that, though, I also started a venture called the Q Makers Market, which was being held at the Q Center down in Portland. It was a monthly LGBTQ artisan market that featured local crafters who created like soap and t-shirts and buttons and ceramics and tie-dye and all sorts of things, even food products, kind of like a miniature Saturday market. And we held that once a month at the Q Center, and it was great. It went for about 6 months, and we had an awesome turnout. Do you mind? Can I get back to filming? He doesn't care. Oh, let me just tell you, this year has been a roller coaster. Up, down, up, down, up, down. So, I made the weight goal, and then shortly after that, my car was in an accident, and I lost my vehicle. Yeah. So I have been without a vehicle since May of last year, and it has been a nightmare trying to deal with medical transportation and trying to deal with having my benefits canceled because of certain insurance policies, and my rides not being covered. So then I was having to pay out of pocket to take Uber, which if y'all do Uber and Lyft, you know it's expensive. So it was costing me way more money than I had, and I literally just was starting to panic because they cut my benefits, and then I was having to pay for, prescriptions and doctor's visits and insurance premiums now, and now rides, and it was so much all at once that I was so overwhelmed that I literally almost threw in the towel. Like, my mental health was completely shattered a couple of times last year. Not to mention, I was going through so many surgeries. I had about 3 vein revisions on my arm. As you can see, it's like starting to bulge here. It bulges here. This is humongous. And all of this is like, it's side effects from having surgery after surgery on my vein. And there's nothing that they can do about it. When I got to the point where they were going to do my intake appointment for the kidney transplant process, I had just come out of surgery, and I hit another snag, and it was that they tried to give me a lot of pain pills, and I cannot take pain pills. They make me throw up. It doesn't matter what the dosage is. It could be the lowest percentage, and it still makes me sick. So I started to take edibles to help curb the pain, because it was the only thing that was helping me, number 1, sleep, and 2, curb the pain from the surgery. Well, because I had told them that I was taking edibles to curb the pain, they put me on a 3-month probationary period where I had to do drug screening and test negative for any and all drugs and marijuana, which I had already stopped smoking and ingesting and taking any form of marijuana except for that week that I was taking it for the pain. And in December, I completed my 3rd and final drug screen, which was great because I knew it was going to come back negative, but it put in an extra 3-month hold on getting started on the process. So to this day, I still don't know what my blood type is. I know. I don't know what my blood type is. And I just called them a few days ago, and I am now, are you stuck? I am now trying to get to the point where we can start the process again. So, hold on tight. I know some of you are anxious to find out what my blood type is, to see if you're a match, to see that if you can be a possible donor. I really appreciate you holding on and wanting to be there for me, because this is huge. There are so many people who are on that wait list who just don't have an option to get a transplant, and they end up dying. Like, they just end up dying waiting, and I don't want to be one of those people. So, so let's see. I started a business. I made the weight goal. Car accident. I had a couple of roommates. They moved out. I mean, that made it kind of difficult to deal with everything that's happening here. So right now it's just me and Lulu in the house. We make it work, it's a little difficult. He's covering a lot of the household bills for me because I literally don't even make enough now to cover my half of the rent. And let me tell you, it's stressful. One of the other things that has been affected this last year was something that a friend of mine actually suggested that I touch base on, and that was my dating life. Can you have a dating life when you're going through a kidney transplant? Yeah, you can. It's very difficult. I'm gonna tell you right now that I have had the most disastrous dating life ever. It takes a very specific, strong mindset for a person to come in and say, hey, I know you're sick and it's okay. I still want to be there by your side. I have had a few hopeful people that have tried to be there for me. I dated a woman who lived in Canada for a short time, and that ended horribly. And then I dated a person who lived here in Portland, and they absolutely did not have any involvement in my medical health, anything. None of that situation. So it made it kind of difficult because they really couldn't understand or grasp the severity and the extent of everything that I'm going through, which made it very difficult. And now I'm dating another woman who lives not in Oregon, and we are in the beginning of our relationship, and we're trying to see if it'll work. It's dating has been very challenging. I will just say that it's been very challenging because there are a lot of people who don't understand the severity of what I'm going through, and it's kind of difficult to balance. I mean, very difficult. I'm tired a lot. I can't go do things the way that normal people can. I sleep a lot. And honestly, I get depressed a lot, and I didn't realize that I was getting depressed until I started going to therapy. And my therapist was like, you are dealing with a lot. Like, cut yourself a break. You're dealing with a lot. And I'm like, am I? Like, I think I've gotten to the point where I just mindlessly roll through my day routinely, day in and day out, and just deal with it. Like, I don't expect anyone to like pick me up and take me to my appointments or anything like that, because honestly, I'm very self-reliant, and I have a hard time asking for help. That's my biggest downfall. I have a hard time asking for help. I have plans to make one of those GoFundMe things because I need help. But honestly, I am terrified that I won't reach my goal. And that's what I'm afraid of most, because this is a matter of life and death. Like, I literally need to make sure that I have enough money to cover my rent and my bills and my transportation to get to my appointments. Mostly my prescriptions after my kidney transplant, because if you miss any of your if you miss any of your dosages for your prescriptions, whether it be because you can't afford the prescription, or because you're late on the timing, or because you're having personal issues or whatever, you literally can set yourself back to square one. Like, it's almost like you kill off that new kidney, you get a really bad infection, you land back in the hospital, you go back to dialysis, and you have to start all over. And I don't want to do that. Like, I don't wish this on anyone. I don't want anyone to go through this, but I understand that it's a life-saving therapy right now. And honestly, if I stopped going to dialysis, I would die. And I don't want to do that either. So I'm terrified to do this GoFundMe because I'm afraid that I won't hit my goal. And it's a huge goal. Like, for me, it's a huge goal. Right now, it's a huge goal because I'm broke. So $30,000 is a lot of money to ask a bunch of people. I've seen stories on Facebook about people raising money for other people to help them out, and they raise like this astronomical amount of cash, like $100,000 or $200,000 to help get them off the streets or whatever. And I'm like, I'm literally like half a step away from being homeless. Every month, I am half a step away from being homeless. I am half a step away from not having food, and I'm half a step away from having my utilities shut off. And it's exhausting. It's exhausting because I'm constantly living in fear and not knowing whether I'm going to have my needs met or not. And it's exhausting. Like my brain hurts, my heart hurts. So when I have like hard days and I'm posting on Facebook like, hey, you know, I'm really just thinking about throwing in the towel. I'm so tired. I'm tired of fighting. I'm tired. My soul hurts. My body hurts. Everything hurts. Everything hurts. I really do get to that point. I'm not just saying that for attention. I really do get to that point where I just don't have the energy to try anymore. And in that moment, there's literally nothing I can do to make myself feel better. I cry so much. I scream so much. I punch my bed so much because I am just exhausted. This has been a nightmare. It has been a nightmare. Everything from losing my car to losing friends to losing, you know, money from my SSI, losing my gym membership, which was helping with my mental health and my physical health. And I literally was losing weight and now I can't because I still have a broken foot. I mean, just so many things that I just don't even know how I'm dealing with it right now on my own. And I don't mean like I'm here alone, I live alone. I have a roommate, I have Lulu, he's the best. But I'm literally dealing with this with no family, no support network, nothing. I have nothing in savings. I have no money to my name. I mean, I'm literally just in shock of how I am even surviving right now. You know, the end of 2019 was really something that I was looking forward to. And Christmas was great. I spent Christmas in Las Vegas with my girlfriend, and I met her dad, and she was just wonderful. I had a wonderful time in Las Vegas. Not casinos and gambling, just kind of the rest of Vegas. And while I was there, the cherry on the cake of my year was finding out that my dog, Seattle, was very sick. And Joey and Lulu took her into the vet to have her tested to see what was going on with her. And they had told me that she had developed diabetes and pancreatitis, and that she had an unusually high white blood cell count. They had suggested that we do 24-hour care treatment for her, but that her odds of surviving would not be good. We had to make the very, very tough decision to put her down while I was on vacation. And I didn't even get to be here for it, but I thank God for technology. I got to experience it via FaceTime, and I got to see her last moments and her last breath. And she left us on December 21st. That was probably the hardest thing I had to deal with all year. I mean, I've gone through some hardship, but losing my dog was the hardest. We just got her ashes back the other day. They took very good care of her, and they gave us little paw prints, and they put her ashes in a container, and we lit a candle for her, and we sat here and we talked about all the memories that she gave us. And we miss her every day. The house isn't the same without her. I just don't even know how to feel, you know? So now it's just me in Portland. Oh. Oh. Ugh. I promised myself I wouldn't cry. Well, I think that's it. I think that's about the best sum up I can give you guys. Last year has been a mess. And this year I was hoping for a better start, but it looks like I might be going in for another surgery because I'm already having complications with this. And they literally told me that my only options now are to either have a catheter put in my stomach, which they're not sure if I can do, so that I could do peritoneal dialysis, or I'm gonna have to put in a vein on this side, and hopefully they can administer dialysis on this side, or a graft. So I am waiting to hear back from the doctors to see what they say, and hopefully we can find a solution, because this keeps messing up, and it's so big now I can't even put my regular clothes on. I have to wear big clothes because my arm doesn't fit in my sleeves. So, well, I think that's gonna wrap it up for me, you guys. Again, thank you so much for being patient and waiting an entire year for this update. I promise that I will try to be better and update more often. I will be back on my social medias and updating as we go. We are getting ready to start the transplant intake process, and I will let you guys know how that is, and how you can sign up to get tested to see if you would be a qualifying match for me to donate a kidney. You've got two, you only need one. I'm just saying. Fork it over. All right, I'm gonna let you guys go for now. Thank you so much for watching. I really, really appreciate it. Have an amazing day, and as always, stay blessed. Girl, don't even get me started.